Shalom. Before I begin, I'm going to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rekavadash. The born to see apostle and other great millstone, Shalom, so that I can teach this word throughout the four corners in true sincerity. I'm back with another lesson. We'll strength by Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, when it's edifying unto the elect. And the topic of this lesson is going to be, MOTB news, right? Or it might be this article, the CEO of BlackRock says Bitcoin may replace the US dollar as world's reserve currency because of national debt. Okay, and we know what this devil's NWO consists of. It's him, resetting the system, this dollar, the people paying with dollars and turn it to a digitalized, system. So their way of trying to do that, and they're going to try to advertise it or push it as, we're going to need it because the national debt is too high. We just need a reset because, it's more safer and etc. But the real purpose of it, because this devil the real purpose of it is being, total control, which he would never admit because he's the devil. Of course, he's a liar. Speaking lies. But they're going to, use these type of excuses, to try to implement it. And you can see it slowly, entering in, with crypto, pay by palm, what's happening in Sweden that's been happening for a very long time. Why is crypto being pushed so much? Why is Bitcoin and, these different currencies, why are they being pushed, so much? It's for a reason. Because Esau is already putting it in your mind that the money is going digital. Don't be surprised. Right? It says in the statement that has sent ripples through the financial markets and cryptocurrency circles alike, Larry Fink, the influential CEO of BlackRock, has reportedly suggested that Bitcoin could replace the US dollar as the world's reserve currency due to escalating national debt. Right, and who knows what crypto, what currency they may switch it to, but we know it's going digital to implement his MOTB, right? This is Revelation 13:16. It says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor. Rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and their forehead, right? So this devil is going to cause everyone to receive, that mark, the MOTB, that microchip. It's not sin. It's not sleeping with white women. It's going to be an actual physical, device which they have ready. That's been made, many years ago. It's just now they're pushing it out because they're trying to accomplish again their new world order. And when you go into that word mark in a blue letter, it goes into paragma. Which is a stamped and imprinted mark. It's just a mark branded upon horses. So you take, because they're gonna for you to use, the new currency, to be able to pay digitally, you're gonna need, the MOTB, right? I'm reading the second verse, and the 17th verse says, "And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the number of or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So without it, you won't be able to function in life. You won't be able to do your daily activities like put in gas or pay rent or buy food or buy clothes, right? So without it, you basically will be X'd out of society. In other words, a stamped and imprinted mark. A mark is stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. So you take this mark, you're branding yourself. Saying that you belong to Esau, because that's what it is, a brand. Like the account of Exodus 21, right? Exodus 21, it started, Exodus 21 and 6. I'm not gonna get the whole account, It says, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. Well, not the accounts, the law. It says, and then his master shall bring him unto the judges, and he shall bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ale through with an hole, and he shall serve him forever. So it's likened unto a digital oil, because you already know 2/3 of our people, 2/3 of our people consist of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because we are the true Israelites of the scriptures. They're going to take that mark, because they're not going to have no faith in the Lord. Okay, and you take that mark, you're basically saying you want to serve Esau, Edom forever. But you take it. When that time comes, when the missiles get shot off, you're not gonna get delivered, because you chose to stay. You chose to stay here. You chose to serve Esau, Edom. You chose to stay in Egypt, to stay in bondage. You wanted Babylon to be healed, Jake. Okay, the root word for charagma is a pale, snake, a palisade or rampart, pales between which earth, stones, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together. So this is going to be the device used to insert the MOTB, and that's going to be like a needle. It says sharpened to a point. Slug it. It says sharpened to a point. So they're going to use a syringe to insert the MOTB. Okay, within your hand or in your forehead. Okay, and it's not only about taking it within your hand or like I said, in your right hand or your forehead. It's about just receiving it, period. Because you're gonna have Jake, think, oh, I just could take it in my leg. I'm good. I'm gonna get saved. No. Okay, you take that MOTB, you will get destroyed by nuclear fire. Okay, this is quick precept, Revelation 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, Slaki, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or his right hand. So if you down for this system, this revised Roman system, and you take the MOTB, it says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So you take it. You're going to receive, the full force of the missiles, man, the full force of the nukes. You're going to be tormented and tortured, within that fire, within that nuclear fire. Okay, this is not a light death. You're talking about torture. Because Jake, going back to Jake, and Jake be fucking simple and stupid. Like, oh, I take the MOTB shit, I just take a nuke and then die quick. No. Because don't you understand that the Spirit of the Lord is going to be upon, those nukes. Okay? And the Lord can keep your spirit within your body for however long you want. So you can feel that pain. Okay? This is the judgment of the Lord. This is not just no regular judgment. This is the judgment of taking the mark of the beast. Right? But back to the word mark. Another root word is grapho, meaning to commit to writing things not to be forgotten, write down a record. So you take this MOTB, you're basically giving all your information to Esau. He's gonna have it at hand, because it's gonna be like a record. Like you have your credit score, you're gonna have what points in a credit score on your head. Like this is a human number, because they ain't gonna put no names for you. This is like you have your Social Security. This is number 571-833391. Okay, looking at your credit score, like, oh, this man's score is not too high. So a record is gonna be kept on you. And even going down, it says to give information, direction. So again, you take this mark of the beast, you're basically giving up your life. You're giving your soul to Esau, Edom. Okay, he's gonna know what you're doing. He's gonna know what you're about to do. He's gonna know when you're about to sleep with your woman. He's gonna know when you're about to go to work. Everything, because it's gonna be a device, within your body, which you're not supposed to take. Okay, because number one, you're not supposed to be making any cuttings in the flesh. Like I said, Leviticus was 19. No, Leviticus 19:28. It says, "You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, neither print any marks upon you, for I am the Lord Yahweh." And you go into that word, cuttings. Salakia 19-28. It says, incision. You go into the Google for a word incision. It says, a surgical cut made in skin or flesh, and that's exactly what the karax is going to be a device used to make a surgical cut, to be made to go into your flesh or your skin. Okay. When that time comes, the Lord's going to put the spirit on us not to take it. Right? Because the scripture says, the Lord has 7,000 men who shall not bow the knee to the image of Baal. Okay, but these lessons have to be wrung out. We have to expose this devil for what he's trying to do. Because he's a snake. He will never tell you the truth. Larry Fink, okay, these high officials, these elite bankers, and these, the BlackRock, which is controlling all these different companies behind the scenes, they know. Well, he knows. Okay, they're pushing cryptocurrency so much. We need a digitalized system. The national debt is too high. So, we need to make man one with machine, like Klaus Schwab said. They're all in cahoots. They all have one goal. Okay, whether you believe it or not, you see it. You have to, use your thinking, your critical thinking skills. Why is crypto being pushed so much? They're talking about national debt so much. Why do they care so much now? Why are they talking about, a digitalized system? What is behind this? What is going on? Right? This is a question that Jake have to ask themselves. Okay? But hey, that little one is a lesson. Quick lesson was edifying. Only of our praises to Yahweh. Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honor to the apostle and others great millstone. Shalom to the Akim teaching throughout the four corners in truth and sincerity. Shalom.